I'm excited a lot to talk about the Unified Customer Portal. And myself, Vivek, I'm one of the product managers from the Zoho One team. Before we get into the actual customer portal, I just wanted to set some context for all the customers. There might be some beginners who are new to the customer portal part, and we might have some, advanced users as well. So I'm just going to set some context around, how customer portal really works, not just in Zoho's ecosystem, outside the Zoho's ecosystem as well. So for the sake of this session, I'm using Zilkermart, a company that runs business, or they provide goods or services to their customers. And how do they interact with their customers, or how do they interact with their people? When you take a business, there are a lot of people who are actually connected to a business. One such people are your employees, and then you have your customers, your vendors, your dealers, your partners, so forth and so on. The way you can club your business is employees are the people who actually run your business as your internal people, and then you can actually group all the other four as your portal users. How do you usually have your communication between your employers and your portal users? It's not always necessary that your portal users should communicate to your employees or to your business only through an email or a phone call. You can make their experience a lot more easier and seamless about it. So I'm going to relate that exactly with an example of tracking a package. Let's say you order something in Amazon. Once you order something in Amazon, what you get is you get a beautiful self-portal to track the package, or to track the whereabouts of the product that you have ordered. Let's say you order a product and it takes 2 to 3 business days for the product to be delivered. You get a seamless portal wherein you can track the whereabouts about, if it's in the warehouse, or if it's in the shipment yard, or if it's out for the delivery, so forth and so on. But this is a good experience from the Amazon's perspective. Imagine if you do not have a customer portal or a common portal for you to not track your package. You have to call up Amazon, or they work only between 8 and 6 in the morning. If you have to track your package after 6, it's going to be really hard. And then one other way to track your product is by sending out an email. Once you send out an email, you may have to wait for some time for you to receive a reply from the product owner. The problem around not having a seamless customer portal is you don't get a real-time update of the whereabouts of the product. So if you have a proper customer portal, or if you have a proper portal to track your package, what it eliminates from the end user's perspective is you don't have to make multiple phone calls to know the whereabouts, and then you don't have to raise support tickets again to understand where the product is. And then finally, you get to have real-time updates about the delivery of the product. And this is about the end user's perspective. Next up, we have the perspective of a business owner. How it helps the business owner is that it reduces a lot of manual effort. You don't have to take the pain of hiring someone for your support team, to answer the phone calls or to sort of reply back to the emails. Without having this, it actually provides a proper customer satisfaction, which I feel is the most important part of running a business. And the other advantage is, from the business owner's perspective, is you can scale the business without hiring more people. And finally, you offer an improved visibility and tracking for your employees to have a proper streamlined communication between the business and your end users. So this is the power of a self-service portal. To put it in simple terms, you offer your customer based on the business you have. You offer your customer a single portal wherein they can log in and they can manage their basic details, or it depends on from the product to product. So if we relate that with client portals, as I mentioned earlier, the group of 4 people that we talked about, your customers, your vendors, your partners, these are people that you can offer a secure gateway for them to log into the system and purely manage their. Now that we have a very basic understanding of what client portals are or customer portals are, let's move on to talk about what are client portals in Zoho apps. The next upcoming few slides, we're going to talk about the different functionalities and offerings from Zoho's suite of products with respect to the customer portal. We are going to talk about multiple different products from the user's perspective. The first product here we're going to talk is Zoho Desk. Zoho Desk, they call it the help center in Zoho Desk. If you have to invite a portal user to manage their tickets, the first thing that you ideally have to do is you have to give them your help center URL. So once you have provided the portal users the help center URL, what they can do about with the help center URL is they can submit support tickets, they can view the ticket status. These are the major predominant advantage of having help center, and as along with that, there are a couple of more advantages around Zoho Desk Help Center, which is the access knowledge base. If you run a business, you can have an entire set of knowledge base specifically designed to run your business so that your end users, before they raise a support ticket or before they call you, they can actually refer to the knowledge bases to understand if they can solve it themselves before even raising a support ticket. And the final part about Zoho Desk is the community forums. As a business owner, community forums is the place where you can have a healthy engagement with your end customers. Let's say you have an update in your product, you can post them in your community forums, and that's the place where like-minded people or your end users can engage with your business. So that is about Zoho Desk. And then moving on to the next product is Zoho CRM. So similar to Zoho Desk, we have, if you have to invite your portal users to Zoho CRM, the very first thing that you provide them with is an access URL wherein they can log in and manage the content or the data that is related to Zoho CRM. As in this case of Zoho CRM, the way it helps you is once you invite someone to your Zoho CRM portal, the abilities or the offerings that Zoho CRM offers are they can view the deals that are currently in progress for them, and as along with that, they can also check their codes, they can check the contact information, and you can also turn your CRM into e-catalogs, which is the products module. And then the third product here is Zoho Books. This is something that I personally like a lot. The reason being is it gives you an end-to-end visibility for your end users right from the code stage until you complete the invoicing stage. So if you take this in a cycle, if you look at the left-hand side of the customer portal, it starts with estimates. So as a business owner, once you raise an estimate for your customer can securely log into Zoho Books customer portal to view the codes. And along with that, the additional advantage of having the customer portal is that you can clearly see when exactly your end user has viewed the code or even the invoices for that matter. So once you send out an estimate or quote to your customers, they can then either choose to accept the code or deny the code. Once if they deny the code, it comes back to you, and once you rework on the code and once your customer approves the code, you can then go ahead and raise an invoice for them. So once you raise an invoice again here, the customer can securely make the payment right from the customer portal. It doesn't stop there. Once they make the payment, they can pretty much store their card details there so that any sort of future payments can be done securely using the Zoho Books customer portal. And finally, since it involves a lot of payments, another good thing here are the statements. Statements completely offers you the end-to-end payment that a customer has made through the Zoho Books customer portal. You can view and pay invoices, check your payment history, view your sales order, and finally you can be informed about the real-time alerts. And then the next up here is Zoho bookings. Most of us, we do a lot of online booking appointments, either to consult a doctor or, to have an appointment with an insurance company, all that. So Zoho bookings helps you with that. Once again, just like how, we noticed in Zoho Desk and CRM, bookings offers you a unique URL for your end users. Once you have your URL exposed to your end users, they can then go ahead and book the appointment. Not just that, they can book appointments, they can reschedule or cancel the appointments. Finally, this portal offers them a complete history of the appointments they have made in the past. And then we have Zoho Recruit, which is the recruitment tool. Zoho Recruit, once again, you have to invite a user to be part of your Zoho Recruit customer portal. And then the things that you can actually do with Zoho Recruit customer portal are you can submit job openings and then, track the candidate progress, schedule interviews, and you can actually collaborate with around more recruiters as well. The last product that we are going to see in detail is the Zoho Billings, which was previously called Zoho Subscriptions. Again, if you are a business that revolves around subscription-based services or something like that, Zoho Billings is the go-to product here. And the customer portal of Zoho Billings offers you, just like how we saw in books, you can, as a business owner, you can raise your estimates, invoices, statements, so forth and so on. And as along with that, the additional capabilities that you have as part of Zoho subscriptions is you can manage your month-on-month subscriptions. Let's say you would like to cancel your subscription or you would like to pause your subscription for the month. These are the things that can be done as part of your Zoho Billings subscription module. If I keep talking, there are 16 products that actually supports customer portal in Zoho One. If I just keep talking about all the 16 products, I'm not sure if the 1 hour time would be sufficient. So as along with the last 4 products that we discussed, these are, we support a lot more customer portals in Zoho apps. And one thing that I wanted to sort of stress here is the analytics. You can create custom dashboards in analytics, and you can actually invite external users for them to view the dashboard. A sample criteria or a sample use case that I would probably use here is if you are closely working with your vendors, if there are any vendors who actually supply products for your company, either it's in the goods or the services, you can create custom analytics dashboard and then publish it to your vendors so that they can, clearly see the dashboards from Zoho Analytics. Something that's common in all the Zoho apps with regards to client portal is that if you have noticed each and every slide or, if you noticed each and every app has a unique URL. One end user who's actually trying to purchase the product will have to go through multiple URLs to actually do multiple different things. These are the very common problems that you have with the current client portal. So the very first problem here is the multiple URLs. And then the next major problem you have around is multiple credentials. Once you have a URL, the same customer has to be invited and in each and every portal. It adds a lot of problem. This should not be an ideal scenario for your end users because they're just coming to buy one product or service from you. It's really not fair from the business side to offer them multiple different credentials and multiple different URLs for them to perform certain things. This is the major problem that we see with the current client portal model. And from the business perspective, managing the multiple customer portals adds up to a problem. You will not have a track of the customers who are part of your portals. If you have to manage a particular portal, you then have to go to each and every product to actually sort of see the portal users. The management part is really hard when you start using more than one customer portals. So how do we solve it? We solve it using the unified client portal for Zoho One. Over the past few years or even few months, one of the common theme or feedback that we have received from our customers is a unified place for the end users to be able to manage their entire profile. So, so they don't have to, switch between multiple products or multiple different scenarios here. So what the unified client portal offers is that it offers one URL for your end users to be able to go through all the customer portals, right from your desk, CRM, billings, analytics, so forth and so on. And they don't have to take the pain of having to maintain multiple different credentials here, because when you have just one portal that manages all the child portals, you then have to maintain only one user credential for your end users. And finally is the main part, which is the one experience. You provide a seamless experience for your employees to just go through all the portals from a single place. What does the unified client portal offers for your end users? So this will be the actual landing page once your end users start using the client portal. On the top pane, if you look at, you have all the apps that actually supports the customer portal. As an end user, once you are logged into the customer portal, whatever the apps they have access to will be listed on the top. They can just switch between tabs to access all the multiple different tabs. The one that you see here is from your books, and then we also have a lot of different apps. We have the help center. Whatever the apps that the end user has got access to will be listed here on the company portal. Next up is, how does it ease out the business owners? If you notice here on the left hand side, we are going to add a new module which is going to be called portals. Once you have portals enabled for your account, just like how you manage your employees from the Zoho directory admin panel, you can then start to manage your portal users as well from the portal module. So once you have the portals, once you get into the portals module, you then will have a list of portal users, and you can also see the subsequent applications that the portal users have access to. So are we restricting this only within the Zoho apps? The answer is no. There are some customers who run their business even beyond their Zoho apps. So we are trying to solve the external apps scenario as well. So the way we are solving that is, we're going to offer a marketplace of apps that you can actually connect with your portals, so that all your employees, not just managing your Zoho customer portal, you can also start to manage your external apps as well by using the marketplace of apps. So the next comes is the customization part. A lot of products, they offer customization as part of their custom portal, and we have a set of customizations planned for the unified custom portal. The first customization as part of the portal is, once you usually sign up for a customer portal, a random URL will be generated for your portal. If you want a portal that is specifically that defines your company, you can then add your own custom domain as part of the portal. And you just have to go through the usual verification process of verifying the CNAME in your domain manager page. Once you do that, you can customize the login URL as per your business. And then the other customizations that we offer as part of the portals are the theme customization. You can customize your themes. If you look at the right hand side of the screen, there are a lot of customizations that we offer, as right from having a color code that actually links up to your business, right from the text colors in the background colors. We offer a lot of theme customization, and on top of it, we also offer customizing your the buttons as well, the primary button, the secondary button, so forth and so on. The next part here is the sign up part. The way you handle your employees and the customers are going to be slightly different. If you want your employee to be onboarded, you just add them from your Zoho One admin panel. The end user gets an invitation. Once they accept the invitation, they are part of your Zoho One admin panel. But when it comes to the case of portal users, it's not always needed that you have to invite your users, but rather your end users themselves can sign up for your customer portal. If you are a heavy user of Zoho Desk, I'm sure you would have seen that. So we are going to offer the sign up feature as well as part of your customization that involves customization of the fields, moderating anyone who has signed up for your customer portal, and then the auto app access. Let me talk about them in detail here. So once you have the sign up enabled for your portal, the consequent options that you can see as part of the sign up is you can actually define what are the fields that needs to be got from the customer as part of the sign up process. By default, you'll have the email address, verification code, and the password. And on top of it, you can actually add more fields so that you can have a sign up form that suits your business exactly. And the next up that comes as part of the sign up is the moderation part. A lot of people would really do not want a lot of junk accounts in their portal accounts. So to mitigate that, what we have offered is we are going to offer the moderation process as well. What you can do is once you have the moderation enabled, you can have someone set up as a moderator. So anyone who signs up for the customer portal will be allowed to be part of your portal account only when the moderator approves the portal user. As along with that, we also have something called as the auto approval. There might be some specific domains that you really would love to auto approve them. So you can also specify the domain names here. So as and when someone signs up from the specific domain, the users will be automatically onboarded to your portal account. And finally, there are cases where once someone signs up for your customer portal, there are certain scenarios wherein you would want them to be added to certain customer portals in your Zoho One. One such thing is the apps part. So what you can do is all the customer portal apps that you have added as part of your portals, you can choose to automatically assign it to your portal users as soon as they sign up for your client portal model. So that's about the moderation part. And then, this is the sample sign up form that I was, referring to earlier. You can entirely customize the sign up form as per your business need. And the background theme, what you see here, can be entirely customized as well. There are a couple of things that I've not covered as part of the customization. You can actually customize your emails as well. We have a couple of options. As soon as you invite a user or as soon as someone is added to your customer portal, you can customize the email that is being triggered to them, or you can also choose to define if a mail has to be sent when they are invited to the customer portal. You have 5 different scenarios wherein when a user is created or deactivated, or when the user is moderated, you have 5 different scenarios in the customer portal that can be entirely customized as per your business need. And final part here is the controlling the access data. This is something you would have seen a lot in the that you predominantly see in the downstream apps, which is you can choose to define what level of data are to be visible for your end users. The example that I have taken here is the example of Zoho CRM. Once you create a portal type in Zoho CRM, these are the modules that are going to be part of the customer portal, and then you can actually choose to define if the module should just be in the viewing permission, or you can also choose to define if the end users can edit or delete certain records that are aligned to them. That's it from my side.